Here we go. We got the Akashic guidance for the upcoming week, June 21st through the 27th. My hope is to post this a day early because there is specific guidance for Sunday, which is usually the day that I post these videos. Okay, Sunday, June 21st is the summer solstice. Big energy on Sunday. So usually when I enter the records of the upcoming week, I feel like collectively the energy of all of those days combined. But this time when I went in, Sunday feels very distinct from the rest of the week. So they said Sunday, maybe a little bit into Monday, there's going to be so much uplifting, happy, extroverted energy. So even those introverts out there, you might feel like you want to be out and about. This is the epitome of whatever you think summer is. This is the day for that. Go swimming, eat popsicles, have a picnic, like do the summery things. This is the day for that. You will feel really happy if you engage in some of those activities. Be outside, get sweaty, be hot, drink cold water, lemonade, whatever it is, go do those things. Do not sit inside and be in a little cocoon. That will not feel fulfilling. All right, so that's the first thing. Some of this energy is going to leak into Monday, so just be aware. On Monday, you might be feeling like a little like you want to go outside for lunch, or you want to you might have that urge to do some summery thing. So do it, lean into it. It will be great. Let's talk about the rest of the week. The rest of the week, there's a change. As of Tuesday, you're going to feel a little bit of a shift. All right, now, because the summer solstice, longest day of the year here in the Northern Hemisphere, so after Sunday, things already start to shift. That was the longest, brightest day. Things are already getting a little shorter, a little less bright. Yeah, not in a way that we'll notice, but energetically, the difference is there. All right, for the rest of the week, looking at my notebook, here's what they want. The guides would like you to know. This is a fantastic time to set some intention. So remember, we're coming out of last week where I said, don't prepare, do not plan anything, go with the flow. You got to be in the present moment. And now this week, the energy has already shifted into saying, we got to set our intentions. What are your goals for the second half of this year? What you have accomplished up through Sunday, and those were like the goals you set in December, January. Now we're into a separate half of the year, so it's time to take stock, write some new intentions. Maybe your intentions are the same, that is allowed, but you got to revisit it. We need to be intentional about how we're going to enter this second half of 2026. All right, now they do not want you to set your intentions by sitting in silent meditation, by turning off the lights, by being in a dark room. No, my friends, that is a very December-y thing to do. That's a winter solstice type of thing to do. This is the summer. Things are bright. We've got energy. So they are talking about, let me look at the phrase. They want you to do active reflection. Active reflection. This means that you need to be out and about in the world. This is the energy of the week. You are out, you are having activities. In fact, this is a busy week. Notice I did not say hectic. This is a busy week. There are lots of things on your calendar. Does not mean it's intense, and doesn't mean it's draining, doesn't mean it's bad. Just means you've got things on your calendar. They want you to do active reflection as you're going about through those things. So bring awareness into your activities so that you can notice, oh, I really, really like this. Or maybe someone will say something and it will spark in your head, oh, that's a goal that I want to do too. So be aware of your reactions to things and any ideas that pop into your head while you are out and about living your life, being a little bit busy this week. If you can, jot these down, and later towards the end of the week, you'll want to collate them. You want to bring them into one list. What's your summary of all of the reflections, active reflections that you did this week? That is what this week is for. We are setting things up for the rest of the year. Now, let me look here. Okay. Now, I want to touch on how they're saying this is a busy week. And again, they are not saying this in a negative way. Even my introverts out there, chill. Everything's going to be okay. Busy just means there are things on your calendar. It doesn't mean these things are awful or that you're not going to enjoy it. But what they're saying, because this is a busy week, all of us, introverts, extroverts, everything in between, we need to manage our energy. We need to be aware of that. And they're saying active rest. Just like we're doing active reflection, they also want us to lean into this idea of active rest, which means you may not have as many time slots for downtime this week where you would normally rejuvenate and rest. It'll be a little bit busier. So within your activities, you need to find times where you can sink into it, not to be 100%. The guides are saying you do not have to be 100% of the time. So even within conversations, there may be a topic comes up that maybe you're not as invested in, and you can sink back. Just let it go, take a few minutes of rest, and then you'll pop back up and be active in the next part. Maybe you're at a yoga class, because that's where my mind always goes to. And there's one section of the class that you don't feel as invested in. You want to sink back to 50% for that section, and then you're going to come back 100%. And for some other section of class, active rest. Choose. Don't be 100% for 100% of this week. That is what will lead you to feeling drained. So this week we need joyful, be outside, do the summary things Sunday into Monday. The rest of the week, active reflection. You're going to be busy in a possibly wonderfully happy, lovely way. Active reflection, active rest. These are the two important things, and we'll touch back on what we're going to do with those intentions possibly in next week's reading. So stay tuned. If you want a very individual one-on-one experience with Akashic Records, we can go a lot deeper, ask personal questions, get more very specific to you, reach out, and we can do that.